Howdy hey, how is everybody doing, and welcome back to Disney Daily. One of my biggest goals here on this channel is to go through each and every character from the Atlantis expedition team and explain their full story. Mostly because this is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, and I don't think it gets enough attention or love. So in today's video, we are going to focus on Dr. Joshua Strongbear Sweet, medical officer who was part of the voyage to discover Atlantis and one of the first members to befriend Milo Thatch. Before we get into his extensive history, let's talk a little bit about Sweet's creation. The supervising animator of Sweet was a man named Ron Husband, who was one of the first African-American animators at Disney. What was really interesting to learn was just how detailed Husband was in terms of developing a believable character. As it turns out, Husband had contacts at Howard University who provided him with endless photographs of medical supplies that a character like Sweet would have in his possession. In addition to this, Husband credits Sweet's voice actor Phil Morris as his main inspiration behind Sweet's character design and his movements. Now, with that all being said, let's get into Sweet's life before he joined the Atlantis crew. As the story goes, Sweet was born in an army clinic in Fort Phil-Kearny. He was raised initially in a place known as the Pine Ridge Reservation located in the Dakota Territory. While living on the reservation territory, Dr. Sweet was tutored by his uncle known as Iron Cloud, who was a Arapaho elder and medicine man. It was during this time with his uncle that Sweet developed a passion and a deep understanding for unconventional types of medicine. After quite a few years of his childhood and adolescence on the reservation, he moved and lived in multiple army outposts throughout Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. It was during this period that he traveled and lived with the 24th Infantry. On multiple occasions, he would assist the medical corps where his father was assigned as a medic. Because of this early exposure to various medicines through his dad and uncle, Sweet decided to enroll in college and pursue a medical degree. In 1895, he received his master's degree at Howard University and became a certified doctor of internal medicine. The following year, he received his PhD from the University of Maryland as a plant scientist. Then in 1897, Dr. Sweet combined his two interests of medicine and plants and became a doctor of herbology while living in London. He would go on that same year to be the first professor of color to lecture at Harvard Medical School. In the following year, I believe he would attempt to go back to medical school to expand his knowledge and expertise. However, instead of learning more, he was quickly recruited to join the U.S. military, as he mentions to Milo Thatch and the rest of the crew around the campfire. In 1901, he would go on to tour with the 1st United States Volunteer Infantry known as the Rough Riders. His job was to be not just the battlefield surgeon, but serve as Colonel Roosevelt's personal physician for 3 months through various campaigns. He was very crucial in regards to his treatment amongst the soldiers. In 1905, he would travel to India and study Ayurvedic medicine at the Amarita Institute. From the years 1908 to 1913, he would continue to travel and eventually would study large animal veterinarian medicine. Eventually, sometime after those endeavors, Dr. Sweet was recruited by Lieutenant Rourke after the Battle of Santiago to join the Atlantis expedition team. Well, that concludes this episode of Disney Daily. I hope you all learned something new. Please leave down in the comments which member of the Atlantis team you would like to learn about next. As always, thanks for being my guest here at Disney Daily. Until next time.